So the Right Choice Selling Workshop is a 5-phase workshop, or practical, theoretical workshop, as I call it. We go through every phase depending on the speed that the participant um has. I personally appreciate when salespeople are not brought out of the working life to attend a full week, 5 or 4 days training, and therefore we stretch it. We can stretch it a bit longer so that sales folks can come, they can practice, they can learn, and they can go back to the real life, put it into action, and see what parts of phase one work, come back with issues and problems to solve in phase two, and move on to phase three, four, and to certification. And we start from the basic, we start from the scratch, which means we go back to what's more important for salespeople. Number one, well, you need a qualification, right? You need to make sure that all your prospects are qualified. A non-qualified customer, it's a painful process for any company to waste time. We see a lot of salespeople go out, not doing their homework probably with the qualification phase, and just getting a tip. Well, a tip can work, but it needs a lot of hard work in order for you to make the first approach. And there's nothing more, let's say, embarrassing than to show up and not knowing in and out your customer before the meeting. A lot of salespeople go to the first meeting hoping to understand the customer better. That shouldn't be the case. In today's world, you don't have time for that. And you never had time for that anyway. And that's why best salespeople are well prepared and they well qualify their customers from day one. Now, moving forward, you take that into proposal planning. How do you propose a benefit, a value to a customer? You have to work around the budget. So we work about how we should, break down budgets, what is important. So the messages, the hidden messages in a conversation with the customer when they say, I need this. I need to be courageous enough to ask for more and to understand better. Don't be shy. Salespeople who are shy create a lot of drama and unnecessary tiredness for themselves. Ask is the most important word a salesperson needs to think about. Now, asking the right questions definitely is what we want to do here. To identify what the customer can pay, is important. And sometimes knowing where you should be collaborating, or within your organization, who you should be collaborating with, is also a very important aspect. And to involve as many stakeholders as possible to make sure that you prepare the right proposal to the right customer. That's not going to work sometimes. The customer comes back and says, sorry, budget cut, or we're going to put it on hold. So what are you going to do about that? Well, that's not saying no, it's just saying no today. How do you react to no today and still keep the motivation high, and also ensure that you don't lose the customer as a client? That's when we work about back and forth. If a relationship is based on values and purpose, that deal will go through when the time is ripe. Let's be very, very open with each other. When the time is not right, nobody's going to buy. And that's where you as a salesperson sit and plan. So planning prior to selling is important. You can't just show up at a door and say, hey, I got a best solution for you. Maybe they're not looking for that solution today. We move forward. We move forward into acceptance. So how do you actually get acceptance or a sign? There's many aspects which are involved, factors which are involved, where your client gives you clear signs of rejection or acceptance. And we go through that. We practice that. We go through how can I get that acceptance in a natural time frame. I don't believe in fast-forwarding relationships and signing deals because it's going to break. And there's no reason for a confident salesperson to, make an express lane for selling. It has to have its own natural path. Once you get acceptance and the deal is going to be signed, that's where the commitment, the long-term relationship starts building. And that's where I see a lot of sales folks, again, getting the signature and off they go. How do you follow up after the sale? Yes, there are many departments which are after sales responsibilities. But you as a salesperson who got the signature, build that relationship, how do you keep it alive? Are you going to call them once a year? Are you going to call them every 6 months? Are you going to note some special occasions? And that's where you're going to stand out. Salespeople who remember the client's details are the ones who truly, truly respect, understand, and believe in the customer relationship. And that cannot be handed over. That is something a salesperson has to own all the time. And that's how we sell. That's how we do the right choice selling.